Sunday was a day of rest for everybody in the Carpenter family except my mother. My mother called Sunday the day of the rest of it. My mother ran Carpenter's Grocery, my family grocery store, Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. So when Sunday rolled around and the obligatory Mass with Monsignor and pot roast dinner was finally over, and it came to be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my mother wanted a little time to herself. She'd go into the kitchen and call sweetly to my father in the living room. "Carl!" "Yeah? May I speak to you for a moment?" "Yeah." And he'd schlump into the kitchen. My mother would say, "Don't you want to do something with your children today, Carl?" "Well, I am doing something with them, Joe. I'm reading in the same room they're fighting in." "Oh, very funny, very funny. No, I mean, don't you want to take them all outside of the house, all 5 of them, for the entire afternoon?" "Jeez, Joe. Don't get your dandruff up." "Come on, kids. Let's go for a walk." We'd pile out the front door of Carpenter's Grocery, my family grocery store. Then we'd stand on the corner of James and Mary Street, my father's long, lanky body hovering over us. And then he'd say, "Now, kids, look. If I've told you once, I've told you 100 times. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So while we're out walking around town, I want you to keep your eyes peeled to the ground, and any loose change or half-smoked camels you find, give 'em to the old man." We turned into human Geiger counters. We started looking for lost bucks and butts, and as soon as my father's pockets were bulging, we'd head on home. Now, that wasn't all we did. Sometimes we went down to the municipal dock and watched people fish, or maybe if we got lucky, somebody stepped on a nail. Sometimes we'd go down to Mercer's Beach and go swimming. My dad would turn into a whale. All 5 of us kids were barnacles attached to his neck. He'd swim out to the buoy and back, plant his tail fin in the sand, stand up, shake us off, and blow water out of his pie hole. Sometimes we just walk round town and look in our neighbors' windows. Come about 5 o'clock, we knew the coast was clear, and my mother would welcome us home with open arms. Now look, I don't want to give you folks the impression that it was all sweet-smelling roses around my house. Sometimes 2 o'clock came at 1:30, and my mother had a twitch in her eye. "Carl? May I speak to you for a moment?" Jeez. He'd slump into the kitchen. "Carl, don't you want to do something with your children today?" "Well, not really, Joe, no." "Oh, I think you do. I think you do. Because, Carl, I've been having these thoughts of taking all 5 of those children down to the municipal dock, putting them into a sack, putting a rock into that sack, and then throwing them into the St. Lawrence River. Carl, I'm afraid of what I might do if you don't get those children out of here. I'm a desperate woman. I need some time to myself." "Jeez, Joe. Don't get your britches twisted." "Come on, kids. Let's go have some fun." My father, Carl Henry Carpenter, spelled fun Trouble.